Hey there, Scorpio. Welcome to your reading for the week of June 9th. You have this snake spirit says time to heal. You have this bat spirit says a rebirth is assured. I mean, you are Scorpio. You are the sign of rebirth. And you have the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords can represent needing to have a rebirth. You know, he is dead on that card. He has 10 swords in his back. And personally, I like the Ten of Swords because it can represent like a blessing in disguise. And it also, you know, whatever he is dealing with is dead, done, over with. So it's like, you know, whatever you are dealing with, Scorpio, probably isn't that big of a deal, or you are probably overcoming it very quickly. And so I wouldn't really worry about it, you know, whatever the issue is. And, you know, looks to me like you are releasing something. You know, this could be for value. You have the Justice card here. But the Justice card is saying the word value to me. It's like, you know, justice is cause and effect. If I put energy into something, what do I get out of it? And, you know, I think that's why you could be making these changes or healing or having a rebirth. You have the Ten of Swords, Justice card, and the Seven of Swords in your current general energies. The Ten of Swords, like I said, can say something is dead, done, over with. You could be seeing how something is like a blessing in disguise as well. He is making this symbol right here, and it's the same symbol the Hierophant is making on his card, and it just represents a blessing or a blessing in disguise. So I feel a lot of you could be experiencing some sort of blessing in disguise or experiencing a blessing coming into your life, which of course would be great, and there could be a lot of improvements coming in for you as well because of it. You have the Justice card. Again, weirdly enough, I was getting the word value on this card. That's not really what the card means, but you do have the Six of Pentacles. The guy on the Six of Pentacles, he's giving to the person who is going to give him the most value. You know, you could make that argument. So, you know, it kind of makes sense to me that you are maybe investing your time, effort, energies into things that give more value back to you. And, you know, of course, whenever we do that, we improve our life. So you could be improving your life in that way. The Justice card is also a card of balance. And you could be trying to create more balance in your life, or you could be doing things to balance your life out just in general with the Justice card. And of course, that's a good thing. The Ten of Swords, though, you know, again, you know, if there's something that is dead, it's dead, is what this card is saying. Sometimes with Justice, in the Ten of Swords, I feel like we could be saying, you know, is this part of my life real? Is it really over? Or, you know, is there more to it? But I don't know. I just kind of feel like the Justice card is saying, you know that something needs to change. You know that something is over. You have the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords can represent lying, cheating, stealing, but as I always say, I mean, golden cards in the tarot are meant to be positive no matter what. So he is stealing those swords from this army in the background of the card. He is avoiding war. He is doing something differently. And, you know, that's really what the Seven of Swords is about, is instead of going to war, is there a better way to do whatever it is that you're doing? And I think this could be in any area of your life. Like, instead of going to war, instead of charging straight towards war, he's preventing war by stealing those swords. So it can represent that. It can also represent needing to not take things too seriously. He has these polka dots on his cloak, and polka dots in the tarot can say that you could be making a bigger deal out of things than they actually are, and it could be anything in your life. And the Justice card, the Seven of Swords just wants us to maybe practice like non-attachment to outcome, or wants us to realize that things might not be as serious as we think, you know, whatever we're worrying about or whatever issue we're concerned with. With the Ten of Swords, you have the Five of Cups. This is the fear of missing out. Ten of Swords and Five of Cups is like, if I let this thing go, I'm never going to have it again, right? So again, the whole point of the Five of Cups is that he has lost his taste for wine, but he's grieving the loss of his taste for wine. Like, he doesn't even want it anymore, but he's afraid that if he lets it go, he's never going to find enjoyment in life again. But if he turns around, he sees these two cups, and he also gets this bridge and this castle. So I think you need to realize that, you know, it's like, if you have lost your taste for something, or if there's something that you have been feeling like you should let go of, then you should let go of it, is what this card says. It says, like, you know, whatever this thing is, has nothing more for you, right? It's time to release it. And I definitely get that feeling here. With the Justice card, you have the Fool. The Fool says it's time to take a leap of faith towards things that are more worth it in your life. So I definitely feel that there could be some things that are that you are doing in life that are maybe more worth it, or that you need to see are more worth it. And I would move in those directions, especially with the Justice card. With Justice, we have to pay attention to the evidence, you know. it's like the Ten of Swords could be anything for you, Scorpio. But it's like if you feel like you need to let go of a relationship, for example, if it's not providing anything for you, you need to be honest about that and then take a leap of faith away. This could be anything. For a lot of you, this could be money related. You have the Six of Pentacles and Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is heaven on earth. Nine of Pentacles doesn't say that you're going to have heaven on earth, but it does say that you could definitely create a life that you're more grateful for, because it's also a card of gratitude. And right next to it, we have the Ten of Cups. This right here is about believing that, spirit, the universe, whatever you want to call it, wants the best for you. But you have to do the things necessary to make sure that you are creating the best. With the Seven of Swords, you have the Page of Cups. Page of Cups could be an admirer. So if you're looking for love, this could say that there's new love coming in for you, for sure. The Page of Cups can also just be you dreaming. All three water signs had the Page of Cups. Also, all three water signs had the Sun. So you also have the Sun, which is great. The Sun makes the whole entire reading more positive. But he's focusing on this fish that's in the cup. And I always say that fish could be part of his dream. It could be something that he needs to bring down to earth. He needs to manifest in reality. And so there's clearly something that you have to manifest in reality at this time, or that you have to bring down to reality. And that's what I would encourage you to do here with that Page of Cups. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this Metamorphosis card. It says your inner self is being renewed day by day so new and better ways can come forth. Basically you have that Rebirth card, the Time to Heal card. It's like you're shedding your skin like a snake, and the Ten of Swords. You have the Scorpio card. It says the Underworld. It says awaken your inner witch to maximize your potential and connect to the universal energies. So a lot of you are clearly going through a deep change in this reading. And I think it's going to lead to great things. I mean, you have the Sun, Nine of Pentacles, Six of Wands, Ten of Cups. This would be a very positive change. You have the Strength card, the Temperance card, and the Two of Pentacles. Strength is a card of patience. And a lot of you could also be taming your inner voice. This lion represents your inner voice or your inner critic. And this lion has its tail between its legs here. And so the lion on the Strength card can say that you are taming your inner voice, or you need to tame your inner voice, which I definitely think is true for you here, Scorpio. I also feel a lot of you could be kind of like conquering yourself, like those parts of yourself that say that you can't do something. So it's like you're becoming more brave or more confident, and obviously that would be a good thing. You have the Temperance card. Temperance is like cause and effect. Temperance is also kind of like a card of alchemy, turning one thing into another. So I think that a lot of you could be practicing turning your situation around or creating your own turnarounds in your life. He is trying to turn water into wine here, and he's trying to practice alchemy. So a lot of you, I think, using your powers of manifestation would be a good idea. I do feel that some of you, it's like he's in between worlds, right? He has 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on land. He's like grounded, but he's also in that emotional, spiritual side of things. You have the Justice card and the Six of Pentacles, both cards of balance. Maybe it's time for you to balance the spiritual and the emotion, or the spiritual emotional with the real world. Maybe it's time to mix the two things together. That is definitely popping into my head with this card. It's also a card of patience. I think you have been very patient. Obviously we have two cards that both represent patience right on top of each other. So, whatever you've been patiently waiting for, it's like you're creating it. You have the Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles is spinning plates, being very busy. You always get the Ten of Wands with me, and I don't think you have it in this reading. You don't. Not yet, anyway. Two of Pentacles could say that you need to focus on one thing. I don't think the Two of Pentacles is a bad card, but sometimes I think we can be trying to do too much, and the Two of Pentacles just wants us to focus in on accomplishing one thing or doing one thing in life so that we can have something better. And if you are finding yourself scattered or all over the place, we go up to the Nine of Pentacles. On the Nine of Pentacles, she has this falcon, which represents focus. And so sometimes I think with the Nine of Pentacles, we need to focus in on doing one thing. We need to focus in on making one thing happen in life. And if we do that, we will find success. With the Strength card, you have the Four of Wands. Four Wands is marriage. Not really a love reading. There's a little bit of love here, but the Four of Wands is really a card of setting yourself free. This right here is kind of like a finish line. And I think sometimes with the Four of Wands that we have to complete one thing from the past so that we can set ourselves free for a better or brighter future. And with the Ten of Swords right before it, it's like clearly something is complete or dead, done, over with in your life, or it's undergoing a deep transformation. And allowing that to happen is going to probably lead to more success. With the Temperance card, you have the Justice card. I mean, Temperance is balance, right? And we have Justice twice, Six of Pentacles. So it looks to me like you are bringing something in your life into balance, or you are balancing something out. I think that, kind of taking a neutral perspective on life, like not thinking that things are all good or all bad, would be very beneficial with the Justice card. Justice isn't like all good or all bad. It kind of is somewhere in the middle. And it's about like really looking at the evidence and saying, of anything that you're doing in your life, and saying, is this good or bad, by weighing up the evidence and taking a neutral perspective. With the Two of Pentacles, you have the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles says, is the juice worth the squeeze? He's looking at these Seven Pentacles saying, is it worth it or not? And, I think a lot of you, that's maybe what you're doing. You're like deciding with the Justice card, is the juice worth the squeeze? And something that could be dead, done, over with. This could be a job, it could be a relationship, it could be something you're doing. But the Seven of Pentacles, he's ready for a change. He's gotten everything he can out of the situation. And I kind of feel that with that Ten of Swords. It's like, whatever that Ten of Swords is for you, Scorpio, you've learned everything you need to learn. You've gotten everything you can out of it. And it's like, now it's time for a change with the Seven of Pentacles. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you can't make this one up. It says patience on it. You have this Voyage card as well. You have like every single patience card possible in this reading. You probably don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. It's probably my least favorite word is patience. So I think that some of you are having to be patient, or have had to be patient, and now you're kind of like coming out the other side. You could be getting ready to go on an adventure. You do have the Six of Swords here, which I'll show you in a minute. But the Six of Swords would say you are moving on to calmer shores. You have the Six of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles, the Six of Swords, and the Sun. Six of Pentacles is kind of like equal give and take. But with the Justice card and the Seven of Pentacles, I think that you are looking at everything you give energy to, and you are deciding, is it worth it or not for me to give energy to all these different things in my life? And again, I can't answer that question for you. You have to be the one to answer that question, whether or not things are worth it or not in your life. And again, that's what he's trying to decide. He's trying to decide, like, should I keep investing in this job, this relationship, this idea, or should I do something else? And like I said, I think it would be a good time to make those choices. You have the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is like gratitude, luxuries, independence. I think that you could be creating more situations that you will be more grateful for, but at the same time, I think this card is talking about focus. She has this falcon on her hand here, and it kind of represents the fact that she is training her focus, or she is choosing what to focus on. And I think a lot of you are either training your focus, or you need to train your focus, or you need to work on training your focus with the Nine of Pentacles. There could be, you could be kind of deciding like what to focus on. You could also be deciding that with the Seven of Pentacles that there are other things in your life that you could be doing that would produce more abundance, right? And I would definitely be doing that with that card. Next, you have the Six of Swords and the Sun. Six of Swords is moving on to calmer shores and heading towards the sun, apparently, which is amazing. So we go down from the Ten of Swords down to these two cards. I definitely feel this is saying it's like time to let go of something that has been holding you back. Again, there's no reason to overcomplicate this reading. I think it's very simple. And the Six of Swords, the thing about this card is that this woman and this child, they are leaving everything behind them for the hopes of a brighter future. So they're not sure if things are actually going to get better or not. And maybe you're not sure if things are going to improve or not in your future. So they're completely letting go of the past. And, some of you definitely could be doing that with the Six of Swords energy. You could be completely letting go of something. They only have the clothing on their back. They're not bringing anything with them. They are bringing the lessons they've learned, the spiritual lessons. That's what these swords represent, the wisdom, the knowledge. But they are completely starting over. And again, clearly it's going to be leading you towards a lot more happiness or joy or whatever it is you want with that sun. With the Six of Pentacles, you have the Five of Swords. Yeah, I would be removing conflict as well with that Ten of Swords. If there's people, places, things that cause conflict in your life, then that is what I would be avoiding. The Five of Swords can also represent walking away the winner of something, and that definitely is probably true. With the Ten of Swords, it's like sometimes we have to walk away from something that we don't necessarily want to walk away from, but it's kind of for our highest good. And the Five of Swords is definitely giving me that kind of vibe, that you could be walking away from something for your highest good, and that's what I would do with that card. With the Nine of Pentacles, you have the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is about following your heart, so I definitely feel it would be a good time for you to follow your heart. She has this big cup in front of her, and she is, it kind of says that she really values what her heart is telling her to do. And so I think it would be an amazing time for you to put your heart first. Like, what is your heart telling you to do? And also, by the way, a lot of people read her as Cancer. I have always read her as Scorpio, and there are other people who read her as Scorpio as well. So whenever you show up as yourself, it kind of puts you in a position of power and strength. With the Six of Pentacles and the Sun, you have the Hierophant. You have the Hierophant and the High Priestess right next to each other. So if you want love, this could be a very spiritual connection. I kind of feel like sometimes these two are better divine counterparts than the Emperor and the Empress. They represent two people who have a very strong spiritual connection. So if you're looking for love, that looks amazing. The Hierophant can also represent spiritual lessons you're learning, or can say that you have been learning spiritual lessons in your life. And it can represent the blessings. You go from the Ten of Swords down, so it's clear to me that you have learned some sort of spiritual lesson or some sort of difficult spiritual lesson that you've been dealing with for a long time. And that's definitely what I feel with that Hierophant card. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this Diplomat card. It says, with your uncanny ability to form connections in human relationships, you serve as a bridge between worlds. You have this Boss card. It says, gone are the days of answering to anyone else. Your destiny is in your own hands. I think that's a good message for you, Scorpio, is that really this reading is trying to say your destiny is in your own hands. So I think you should listen to that, right? You have the Six of Wands, the Ten of Cups, and the High Priestess in the area of the good stuff. The Six of Wands, of course, is a card of victory or success coming in for you. So a lot of you could be finding success with the Six of Wands, or a lot of you could be like standing out more with the Six of Wands, which is great. I also feel that this could just be a victory on your path to your destiny, now that your destiny is in your hands. Also, if you're walking away from anything with that Five of Swords, Six of Wands is like having a victory. So you could be having a victory after walking away from something. You have the Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups is like fortune after difficulty, or happy home, happy family. Can also represent something good happening after a difficult period of time. So a lot of you could be finding a lot of success after a difficult period of time here. And again, that could be this whole your destiny is in your hands card. That's what this could be saying, is that kind of like your destiny is in your hands, and you need to believe it, and it's going to lead to a lot of happiness or joy. This could also be love. So for those of you that want love, there could be a very strong connection. You have the High Priestess. I do think your intuition is guiding you at this time. She's coming up in the good stuff, and the High Priestess represents your intuition, of course, but she's also the card of unlimited potential. There's no roof over her head on this card, and it kind of says that she has there's nothing that can get in her way. She has unlimited potential in what she can accomplish in life. So I think that a lot of you could be accomplishing great things if you set your mind to it, and that's definitely what I would be doing with that High Priestess. With the Six of Wands, you have the Three of Cups. Three of Cups can be like a celebration, so a lot of you could be having some, and so can the Six of Wands, by the way, because he is being celebrated, and I do think that a lot of you could be celebrated or being celebrated for having a victory in your life, which is great. With the Ten of Cups, you have the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles says teamwork makes the dream work, so a lot of you could be kind of like doing things to work on a team. Three of Cups, they're celebrating a harvest. Ten of Cups is your community. So I think a lot of you could be doing things to celebrate with your community, or you could be doing more things to like enjoy your community, which I think would be great with the Three of Pentacles as well. And so if you're doing anything to work together with other people, this is great. All three water signs had something about showing off, and you have the Sun. And so definitely would be a great time to put your work on display. If you're creating something, or if you have been wanting to put yourself out into the world, now would be the time. With the High Priestess, you have two cards. You have the Ace of Swords and the Six of Swords. Yes, moving on to calmer shores is going to lead to that victory. We do see a lot of victory cards here. And again, all 3 water signs have had like something about having a victory this week. So there could be like a big win or a big victory coming in for you here. And you have basically 2 6s. So 2 6s is confirmation for your path. I always say, even though they're the same 6, I love 2 6s in a reading. You have this younger man card. It says dealings or relationships with the younger man. You have this firecracker. It says excitement on it. So I think that there are a million reasons why you should be excited for the things that are happening for you at this time. And I feel like you need to move towards things that excite you as well. It's like the universe doesn't want you to be in that 10 of Swords energy. You know, clearly the universe wants you to be happy. We go down to the sun. But, this card also says your destiny is in your own hands. So it's like you're the one that has to move towards excitement. You have this money path card. It says a path with money is waiting for you to find it. Yes, definitely could be a lot of abundance coming in for you here, so that's nice. You have this fair woman. It says dealings or relationships with a woman with blonde, gray, or white hair. You have this hills card. It says obstacles to overcome. This could just be you. I always say these people cards in this deck, I think, could just be you showing up. And these are hills, not mountains. So, don't turn molehills into mountains or whatever they say. Don't turn mountains into molehills or whatever it is. I can never get that saying right, Scorpio. But, again, I think these are small obstacles. You have this bear card. It says danger, especially in money matters. I don't know. Like everybody, money looks really good in this reading, but everybody this year has been getting things about keeping an eye on your finances. So money could be going well, but it could just be saying, don't spend it all over the place. Make sure you're keeping an eye on it. You have this carriage card. It says a journey, either physical or mental. You have this voyage card here. So if you have any opportunities to go on any adventures, do fun things, put yourself out there, I think those adventures could be very beneficial. But pretty straightforward here, Scorpio. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your week.